What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You're watching Tom Trips Out, and in this episode I'm going to tell you about how I got started teaching in Cambodia. My name's Tom. This is my trip out.
Well, hey everybody, come along with me. Take a trip to a place to find what I see. Meet people, eat food, see the joy they bring, and how much it costs to try new things. Well, come and watch me on my trip out. My name's Tom. This is my trip out.
Alright, so I'm out here. I'm at the opening here of it's like a little alleyway street that's going back to where you can tell it's where some local people live. So I thought I would walk through there while I tell you the story of how I got my start teaching in Cambodia. Let's go. So yeah, to tell you the story, it goes back to 2020 when lockdown happened and I lost my job. I used to work at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Lost the job, and then I started thinking of what's next? What can I do? And I had some friends that were working in Vietnam, and also they'd been to Cambodia, and I'd always thought it was a cool idea. But I was stuck with my job. So then when they let me go, I thought, this is my chance to go for it. So I was researching different ways to become certified and how am I going to make this happen. I had a bit of severance money from the old job, and I went through a website called AVSE, and that's where I ended up going. So that little neighborhood I was started out in, it ended up just being a dead end in there. So I just turned around and walked right back out. So we'll just walk the streets and continue here. And I had never been to Asia before, and so I had like 101 questions and worries and like concerns and how do you do anything, like how do you get it all set up for that. And when I got lined up with AVSE and put in contact with them, they answered all my questions. They were there for me. If ever I thought of another question, I could always reach out and contact them. And they do Zoom video consultations too, to talk everything over. And then they're with you all the step of the way, like visa information. They'll even help you out with where to look for apartments, like everything that someone would need. And the best part is, in the program, they line you up with job opportunities just as you're graduating. And that's how I got my job. And I actually had a friend here that's here now, and he's putting resumes out to find a job, and he put one in at the school I worked at. And they didn't even call him, and I asked them why, and they said because he had no relevant experience. And I said, I don't have any experience, and I worked out, and they said, because I came from AVSE, then that's a trusted partner, and they were able to hire me. But if you don't go to AVSE, they don't trust you as much, especially if you don't have previous related work experience, like teaching and stuff. So that was proof in real life that going with AVSE can put you a small step ahead of other people that are just coming here looking for their first teaching job. I had about 3 interviews, 3 emails saying we want to interview you. And this was during the 4th week of the course, so I hadn't even fully completed yet, and they had already started sending out my CV. And so I went to a few interviews. One was for kindergarten, and it ended up that they only wanted female. For whenever it's primary or kindergarten, they usually always want a female. So I didn't really get that one, but I had to do a demo, which is for the job interview, you teach in front of a class, and the principal watches you, and that's your test if they want to hire you or not. And mine went well and everything, but she told me they wanted a female for that age group. So I was like, well, why'd you even call me in? And then the 2 others were normal, and I just went with the better offer. And it was a really nice international school. You could check in my old videos. and the salary was about $12.50 a month for my first teaching job. And this is the school that wouldn't hire my friend because he had no experience. And this is me showing up with no experience, and I was offered $12.50. And you know, and that's based on the trust they have with AVSE, having great candidates come out of there and their partners. And then after about 6 months or so, it was just the timing of when I was hired and everything. Then the contracts automatically renew every year, and that's their opportunity to give teachers a raise. And even though I was only there for not even a full year, they gave me a raise. So I went up from $12.50, I got like $13.10, like another $60 a month raise after just like 6 months of working there. One great thing about the international school is it's really legit. So it's like direct deposit into my bank account, no like sketchy cash deal. They had paid vacation time. There's even like a breakdown on your pay slip about like the pension and the benefits, and so it was really a great place to start working. One of my worries, and I'm sure it was the same for a lot of people, is like meeting friends, or coming here and you're leaving all your friends from home behind, and you'll be here all alone. I'm kind of an introvert, so it's hard for me to just go up to a crowd of people and make friends with everybody. But that's part of why doing a program like AVSE in the country is way better way to do it than just coming here alone and trying to figure it out. Because when you start the course with AVSE, you're with like 10 other people, and they've all come from other countries too, and you're all in the same boat. And then you end up doing your first experiences together. You do the course together, so you can study with each other and work on the course material at the same time as each other. You basically instantly have 10 friends when you move here. I still have like 4 friends that are still here from when I did it, and I did it 2 years ago. In about a month, it'll be 2 years ago I took the course. So here's a temple where I've been visiting a cat. And a bunch of times I've come here and he's not here, and I thought he was gone, but holy shit. This guy's driving right on my ankles, like almost ran me over. He's not always here, the cat. He could be inside the buildings. What a beautiful street here. Yeah, I don't see the cat here now. Just get out of here.
Meow. Meow.
So yeah, I took the course two years ago. They offer it in person, which is what I did, or you could do it online at home and chip away at it. If you're unable to like leave your job and do a whole month at once, like you could chip away at it in your free time in the evenings and get your certification online at home. So check out the link in the description if you want to read more about it on the AVSE website. But yeah, the in-person one takes 4 weeks. And back at that time, COVID was still like a thing 2 years ago. And I actually caught COVID like 1 week into the course. So I had to stay in the hotel and test every day until I had 2 days in a row of negative. And then I was allowed to come back, which made the course a lot harder for me because I was missing full days of stuff and information. But a lot of it is on an online portal, and then the teacher would help me over webcam and stuff like that. So we made it happen. But yeah, that made it a lot harder for me catching COVID like during the course. And then made it through everything. And one of the cool parts is part of the course, they send you out to real schools and you sit at the back of the room and observe a teacher doing it for like an hour. And you do that like 6 or 7 times. And each time is like usually a different age group or a different type of school, like an international school or a local school, or one that's like drop-in, like where monks can go. You get all different experiences with all different age levels, and so you can figure out like what you prefer and what you like. And then you get sent back to the schools after that, and you take over the class for an hour, and this is like when you're in like the 3rd week of the course. So now you've learned how to make a lesson plan, you know some teaching techniques, you've observed, and now you're back and you're trying it for like the first time. And the teachers give you some material ahead of time and you make a lesson plan. And then you get, as part of the course, you go in front of a real class of students and you try out a lesson plan you made for like 45 minutes. And the real teacher is sitting at the back watching you, and they give you some feedback after. And same thing, you do that like 6 or 7 times for different age groups and different schools and stuff. So then after, when you're getting emails for job interviews and you're going to these interviews to try to land a job, and they're asking you questions, you'll be able to answer back with like lots of experience you've just had over the last week or two. You could say, well, I've tried kindergarten and grade 1, but I really preferred grade 5 and 6 because when I was doing this activity, this is what happened in that time. All of a sudden you sound like you've done it, and you're sure of yourself more than someone who's not. You know what I mean? And having that kind of confidence starting a new career and a new job is really helpful, really important. They also offer a job assistance program. So if you're already a teacher but you're just unsure about Cambodia, or you don't know like how to navigate finding a job but you already have your certificate, well, they have a program that just is to line you up with jobs, and they help you with lesson planning. It's like a little bit of lesson planning training. You practice in the schools like I described earlier. It's basically you do all the practical stuff and you can skip all the coursework because you already have a TEFL. So you just show up and start. You observe some teachers, practice in some schools, and then they line you up with a job. So that's for people that already have their TEFL. It's called Teaching Jobs Abroad Program. You know, if any of that interests you, it doesn't hurt to go look at the website. And then if you like what you see, you can just reach out and they'll schedule a Zoom meeting, like a video call with you, and then you can really talk it over easily. And if you go for it, just let them know Tom trips out. Then I'll get a small referral that keeps this channel going. So yeah, that's the story about how I started teaching in Cambodia. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And remember, until next time, how you spend your days is the way you spend your life. It's never too late to start tripping out.
My name's Tom.